Grenada. Today we have in studio with us Ms. Carole Noble, who would be talking about the Spice Isle Toastmasters Club and the Toastmasters movement in Grenada. Welcome, Carole. How are you?
Thank you, and thank you for having me on your show today. It's a pleasure to be at What's Hot in Grenada, the best program on television.
Thank you. So, Carole, tell us a little about yourself.
Oh. Well, my name is Carole Noble, and I have been a Toastmaster. I joined the Toastmasters movement in 2010 because I was seeking to become a better leader and a better speaker. I took a couple of years because I guess I'm a little slow to finish my competent communication and competent leader manual. And then I took a break to have my daughter. When I took that break, I wasn't sure if I would be coming back. But a year later, Toastmasters was calling me. And I returned to Toastmasters with a renewed vigor because I know the benefits that Toastmasters offers to me as a person. It offers me a warm and nurturing environment where I can develop personally and professionally. So that's what me, Carole Noble, as a Toastmaster and what it means to me.
Well, that's a good explanation. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Spice Isle Toastmasters and the Toastmasters movement in Grenada.
Well, Spice Isle Toastmasters Club 1165761 was started in 2009. And since then, it has been home to a number of Toastmasters who have embarked on this journey of learning and self-development. We meet at the Flamboyant Hotel every first and third Saturday at 4:30 p.m. The Toastmasters movement, on the other hand, is actually a global movement with over 270,000 members worldwide in 116 countries and over 13,000 clubs. It was started in 1924 by Dr. Ralph Smedley, who started it to give young boys the opportunity to become leaders, and it has evolved into what the organization that it is today, which is an organization that helps you, the person, the Toastmaster, to develop both personally and professionally.
Wow, that's a lot of members throughout the world.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so how many members are in your club, the Spice Isle Toastmasters?
Well, the Spice Isle Toastmasters Club, we have 26 members at this time currently on the roster. We've been home to a lot of persons in the past who have gone through the Toastmasters movement and moved on, but currently we're home to 26 persons in the Spice Isle Toastmasters Club. And yes, we do have room for more persons, so if anybody's interested, now is the time. Get in while strike the iron while it's hot and become a Toastmaster. I promise you, you won't regret it.
Well, it sounds like we won't. Remember, there's space for you too. All right, so what is the life of a Toastmaster like?
Well, in my experience, I think there are four main pillars of being a Toastmaster. That is doing the speeches, of course, impromptu speaking, which is a very important component of Toastmasters and being a Toastmaster, the evaluations component, and then the leadership component. Now, doing speeches on a regular basis, especially if you're not in a position to do so on your job on a regular basis, Toastmasters provides that warm and nurturing environment for you to practice and to hone your skills in public speaking. And I tell you something, when you become a better public speaker, you become a more confident person. And that is one of the main benefits of Toastmasters. The second pillar, as I like to put it, is impromptu speaking. Now, how many of us have been in the position where we've been asked a question, whether personally or in the public's eye, and we're frozen. We can't think of anything to say. That's because we haven't been trained to answer and to think on the spot and to give meaningful answers to the questions that we've asked. Now, Toastmasters provides that for you too. We have a session called the Table Topic Session, where you'll be asked a question on the spot and given 2 minutes to answer this question. And there, if you keep doing it over and over, I promise you, you'll be getting so good at it. When I first joined Toastmasters, I was afraid of doing the table topics. I swear it took me over a year before I did my first table topic session. But now, I jump up at a chance to do the table topic session and to be a part of this wonderful movement. The third pillar is evaluations. Now, if you're doing something, it's good to know that somebody can give you and tell you how you're doing. Because if you don't have somebody critiquing you and telling you what are the areas of improvement, right, you always be only at a certain level. So at Toastmasters, we give you the opportunity to be evaluated by more experienced Toastmasters. And when I say evaluation, it is not a harsh criticism or anything like that. We talk about the sandwich method. We tell you the good stuff at the top, we give you the meat of evaluation, and then we sandwich it with the good stuff. So you get good and bad, well not bad, good and not so positive reviews, so that you as a person can grow. And the final thing is the leadership. This is also another important pillar of Toastmasters, because if you are unable to lead, Toastmasters is the organization for you. There are many roles that you can take in Toastmasters that will help you to become a better leader, personally and professionally.
Wow, well, Toastmasters does have a lot to offer. Okay, so tell us when and where do you meet?
Well, the Spice Out Toastmasters Club, we meet on the first and third Saturday at the Flamboyant Hotel. There are actually 5 other clubs in Grenada. So I'd like to encourage persons, if you're unable to attend Spice Out Toastmasters meeting, you can try and attend one of the other club meetings. For instance, there's Conception Toastmasters who meet on the first and third Thursdays at the GBS Auditorium, and they start at 5:30 p.m. We have the Rainbow City Toastmasters Club way up in Renville, and they meet on the second and fourth Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. The Grenada Gems, they meet on the first and third Tuesdays at 5 p.m. And Kayak Toastmasters in Carriacou, they meet on the second and fourth Tuesday, and they start at 5 p.m. And finally, last but not least, the Grenada Public Service meets on the second and fourth Monday, and they start at 4:30 p.m. at the Public Workers Union building in Canteen.
Okay, so there's no excuse for you not to join. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about the Toastmasters program, such as what are the benefits of being a Toastmaster?
Well, just to synopsize, we offer a warm and nurturing environment in Toastmasters. And I like to say, come experience it for yourself and see what we can do for you.
So what's the most exciting thing that you have done thus far?
Well, I think the most exciting thing would be me being a part of the National Speech Contest. I didn't think that I would reach that far, but I surprised myself, and I was so happy to represent Grenada at the district conference in Haiti.
Okay. So just to sum up before we finish, can you just give us a little round off of what Toastmasters is about?
Toastmasters is that organization that will help you to grow, personally and professionally. Come, check us out, and you'll see what I'm saying is true, and you'll have the best time of your life, and you'll keep coming back for more.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Carol, for being on the program with us today. And we will be back after this short break for more of What's Hot in Grenada.